The Weekend Podcast on Vox Markets with Justin, Peter and Steve. Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.
The Weekend Podcast, recording this on a Thursday night because we got very busy people in lockdown.
That's when the weekend starts.
Yeah, it's Paddy, Pete, Steve. You all right, lads?
Yeah, hello. Yeah.
There's been a lot more updates, hasn't there, from Downing Street of late. Sturgeon, Sturgeon does it every day. You know why she does that, don't you? It's not for the health of the Scottish people, because she's boring them to death. She's killing them, just tedium. She does it for a profile, that's it, isn't it? She's the only MP on national TV every day. So everyone knows her, and everyone knows Nicola Sturgeon. She's the Queen of Scotland.
She's not an MP.
No, she's not. Drakeford's on TV in Wales every day.
She's the first lady. Yeah, but he's not. I know, but he's not. Why isn't exactly? Listen, I'm live on the south coast. I don't get Drakeford. He's boring as well, isn't he? But I don't get him on TV. Why do I get Sturgeon? I'm not in Scotland. I'm closer to Wales than Scotland. I'm from Wales as well. So I don't understand why I'm seeing Sturgeon every day in the most boring TV show ever.
It's not a TV show.
It is really. She thinks it is. She comes up to the podiums. They got their buzzers and stuff.
It's impossible in this situation to have too much information.
It's not bad. It's not.
Yeah, it's not.
That's
makes it more interesting. She needs some jingles to start the show. That's
A glittery curtain. Here comes Sturgy. But the thing is,
out. Yeah,
and here comes the fat health minister who was sacked for being too fat. But there was a big lady there. They've got rid of her. They just realised this is not good if she's our health minister and she's wider than the podium. We can't have that. But no, Pad, the thing is, you can have too much information. That's the trouble with this government. They're trying to give too much information. They should keep it simple.
They're not giving any information. It's erratic information.
I mean, that's it. They're changing their minds too often.
But in Scotland, that's not the case.
She's there every day. She's giving us information.
She's great. She's absolutely brilliant.
She's not. I bet, Paddy, you got pictures and posters of her on your wall, haven't you?
Absolutely.
With a cut and paste of the body. Someone
she makes me proud to be Scottish.
In a Baywatch costume with Nicola Sturgeon's head on it. That's what Paddy works out to. Let's get physical. The Sturgy. Yeah, that's we found Paddy's soft spot or hard spot. Right, let's crack on with this talk. We'll talk about politics later. There's a lot to talk about, I think, this week.
Okay.
Do you know what I think, guys? I think, right, there's going to be...
No.
I'll tell you. Massive Santa rally.
Right. Okay. You said this last year. Yeah.
There was one. Yeah. No, listen. This year there is going to be one. Do you know why? I tell you why. Right. We are now. Listen. Infections will drop after the media fear fest and local lockdowns. All this will happen. The infections rate will drop. Right. We know more about the virus. We're not as worried about it so much. It affects people in certain groups more adversely. We'll have more accurate, faster testing. It'll become more reliable as time. What I'm saying, as time goes on, news will become more positive. At the moment, it's very negative. This is the time to buy stocks that are beaten down. Right? We'll get more effective therapeutic drugs like remdesivir, dexamethasone, antibody treatments. That's going to happen. Plus, there's going to be about 4 or 5 announcements from big pharma companies on vaccines. There's going to be Pfizer's going to be first. Moderna said this week they're probably going to have good results out mid-November. They're hoping if they're going to pass from the FDA, they're ready to go in end of November. And that's behind Pfizer, who they reckon they're going to be ready to go mid-November, pretty much, as long as they get passed. And did you see the trials from, I don't know if you saw that, there's an independent body looking at the AstraZeneca results, and they said basically it accurately follows the genetic instructions programmed into it, developed to successfully provoke a strong immune response. So I've not heard any bad reports coming out. I mean, a person has died, of course, but turns out he wasn't taking the drug. That's odd, that, isn't it? Someone was taking a passed drug, a drug that's been passed, because you do a comparator and you do a blind placebo as well. And that person died from the other drug, not the one AstraZeneca was testing. So
surely the placebo was just nothing. So how did he die in that?
Well, people get ill. You see, they ask for all kinds of people. People get ill, and so I don't think he died. People think it's placebos. That's why I do it. If you think you're taking a drug, it's amazing the power. I read a book once, or I think it was half a book, or a small book, on placebos. Right. Yeah. And it's phenomenal the power they can have, the power of the mind. But
I don't. But surely in this case, COVID isn't in the mind; it's a physical disease. So how is that going to? I don't understand that.
But they've had painkillers, and they said this is a new painkiller, and they
I thought it was a case of seeing if it rejects the virus. I thought there was an antibody.
I don't know. I don't know. No, it's not a cure COVID, but it depends what your mind does. If you got an antibody response and your mind kicks in and says, "I can do this, I can beat it, I'm taking the drug," I don't know. It's amazing what the mind can convince yourself to do. Like. I don't know if it'll cure.
I didn't think the vaccine was going to, you were going to feel anything. Right? I thought you were just going to take it and then suddenly you can't get COVID. I thought that was the whole idea of it.
No, but
I think it was going to be like this vaccine fantastic.
I get some more of this in for next weekend.
Guys, are you coming out this weekend? I got a whole load of doses of vaccine. I got some spares for vaccine COVID.
Woo!
I've been working part-time with that. Yeah, I've been working part-time with AstraZeneca. I got loads of it there. I got, there's only one of me. But so the vaccine, right, it goes through phase 3 trials, of course. Efficacy, does it work, and safety. Safety is paramount. So they go through, first of all, they put it in preclinical, they do it in test tubes, in vitro, then in animals, in vivo, and then they go into clinical trials with humans. They start with a small dose, small amount of people, say 100 people. They build those people up, then build the dose up, but first of all, they always test safety. But then they get the phase 3 trial, thousands of people, and they do a double-blind test. And that means the people from AstraZeneca don't know what they're giving the patients. So they've given, it's an independent body does it, basically. They know. And obviously the patients themselves don't know what they're having. So that's why they compared to either a standard that's out there at the moment, the previous standard or vaccine or something, or placebo. So it's anyway. What I'm saying is this: we're getting off the track here. What I'm saying is this: we are heading towards, I believe, a very bullish. Can you imagine 2021? It's going to be fantastic. We get all these vaccines. We're going to be killing the coronavirus. The lockdown will be lifted. People start spending. A bit of pent-up demand. I think the stock market always runs ahead. So I think there's going to be a heck of a rally. So 5 reasons, I reckon, why we're going to rally. So first of all, there's vaccines, then the therapeutics, drugs. Testing will be a lot faster. There'll be tests out there soon. There'll literally be, a lick. You lick something, and it'll tell you within a minute whether you've got it or not, have had it or not. Right. And I just think, take your positions now, guys.
What have you been taking today?
I've had a couple of spare vaccines. Yeah. But no, so I think this is a time when the fear is at the height, when you're worried about in certain stocks, maybe specific stocks, when you're worried about it. Like, for example, you didn't believe me, did you? About Escape Hunt, you didn't want to take a position, did you? I said, now is the time. And people said to me, I
just got bored of nagging, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. Well, thanks.
Yeah, you got worn down, Steve.
Yeah, but Steve did it, and he got a good price. See? Got a better price than you, Peter.
No, but I wasn't going to get bullied into buying it. I wanted to just sit and watch it. What's the point of having a watch list if you don't watch it? And then see if the sentiment...
You upgrade them, see, Pete. From a watch list to a
list for long enough yet. I can watch it a little bit longer.
Yeah, why waste that feature?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Pad. Exactly. So I put it in there, the watch list, and I was watching it. I was just hoping it would go lower than you bought it at, so I could buy it lower than you. That's why I was sitting on the sidelines waiting. But then that news came out this week, and like the Dubai news, and they've got the Middle East thing, and you're like, yeah, okay, things are, they're kicking on, aren't they? So I wanted to get in before any big move, and then I kind of just about nipped the edge, I think, and it moved up afterwards.
I gotta say, the chart is looking fantastic. It's looking like we bought close to the bottom here. I said this chart, right? The share price has never gone above the 200-day moving average. That is seen generally as the big bull bear line. If you're above that, it's quite bullish. If you're below it, bearish. It did it this week, right? And it's the first time it's ever closed and opened above that 200-day moving average, and you see we've gone on bottom. And literally, if you look at the curving lines, the averages, it's looking so good. And but a couple of people said to me, I don't know, it's lockdown, isn't it, and stuff like that. I said, first of all, read their last set of results. Because of the furlough schemes, the government schemes, they didn't spend any money. They were open on, obviously, lockdown, but they weren't lockdown. But I mean, before that, first of all, the growth was like 44% year on year before the lockdown. Then they locked down, didn't spend any money, and when they open back up, it's but local lockdowns. It's, okay, so they've got 11 now sites all around the country. Okay, they're not going to be operating at maximum capacity. Of course they're not. But the reason why they're so cheap is because of fear. You've got to buy into that fear. You've got to go against that. You've got to swim against the grain. Because When it starts to move, and it will move quickly, it's too late then. Everyone starts jumping in. There's not a lot of stock about. You can't get it. And it will move quickly. And I said, you got to think about this 12 months down the line. They'll have about 20 sites operating, and, it will not be locked down anymore. The share price will not be as, anywhere near where it is right now. So you've got to buy into the fear. This is not a good time to buy because of lockdown. That's when you buy in. That's why other people are scared of it. That's why the share price is so low.
No, I get that. But then it was just...
understand that.
Yeah, we all understand
You don't understand that. Private investors do not understand that. Private investors wait till the share price has risen, sees a hot stock around, it's gone by 100%, they get fear of missing out, they jump in, and then the share price comes back, it's spiked out. They go, oh, I should have gone in before, actually. When
I disagree. The RSI was moving up, and I was like, okay, it's time to buy.
After I'd shouted at you several times, 3 weeks ago, I said, just buy something, Gavin!
But I still think I got a good price, and I still think there's a chance that it may dip down anyway now, so I'm scaling in.
It's good. It's getting now. It's good, and there's not a lot of stock about, honestly. There's one seller in there. I've got to explain. So SpreadX, they've got... John Story is a non-executive director. He owns pretty much 10% of the stock. That's through, he owns 9% through 10% through SpreadX. There's also another 2% of stock out there through SpreadX, and so they notify altogether basically. So this other SpreadX holder, because SpreadX itself and their accounts hold 12%, whenever they move a percentage, they have to notify. So there's going to be 2% sold, which is pretty much gone already, but 10% is what John's got, and I've said to him, I said, someone from SpreadX selling. He said, not me, I'm not allowed to sell. So that 2% is gone. Once that's gone, honestly, stock is quite locked up. It's like, if you look at the share register, it's
quite hard to buy, actually.
It's locked and loaded.
Yeah, I tried to buy some today on Thursday, and it couldn't buy any.
That's why I always set up the market when when people are sort of, you buy it off when people are selling. That's why don't buy it off when people are buying, because it's going to the market. A man there comes along. You imagine in the Middle East there, just you and a man selling bananas. And one day he's there and you've got 10 bananas and there's only 2 people turn up. That's not to buy the bananas, because you look at the bananas and say, oh, it's too much there, you'll have loads tomorrow. No, buy them there and then, because tomorrow he comes along with 10 bananas, there's 20 people there. Oh, I should have bought the bananas yesterday. See, buyer's market, not a seller's market. Buyer's market.
Right, bananas. Right.
So all I'm saying is, not just listen. I genuinely think people. I mean, I like OnTheMarket, right? I really do. I got stock in that. But if you look at that, it's a 70 million market cap. That has to generate 70 million pounds worth of value, real or otherwise, to double. Now, Escaper has to generate 7 million, to double. What's going to do it faster? Considering Escaper is one of the lowest, lowest ever been, and it floated at 130 with 30 million. Big hype and hope. There's some big investors in there, quite shrewd ones. This is a good brand, a premium brand.
Well, and when you say generate 7 million revenue, working on a PE of 10, we're talking like 700 grand.
It doesn't have to do generate. What I say is, it's a perceived value.
Yeah, no, but that's what. Yeah, but then people will measure it on a metric, won't they? They will value it as. But so if it's gone up, the market cap's gone up by 7 million. That's the equivalent, working on a PE of 10, of 700 grand's worth of earnings. No.
No, not really.
Okay.
No, because for example, you're looking for sort of EBITDA, maybe there was cash generated, understand? Yeah. And so, so they're generating. They will be getting to break even, right? And for a long time, this has been so. At the moment, at Guild, right, the esports company, there's a lot of hype in that. I'll just sit back and watch that now for a couple of years. It'll grind lower unless they get lots and lots and lots of revenue, unless they get loads of revenue, because they're paying David Beckham like 20 million a year, something ridiculous. Or they pay him. They did a sponsorship deal, a cracking sponsorship deal, I think this week. But it's not enough to even cover Beckham's wages, So it's like all these stocks that come to the market, they shoot up first of all on hype, hope, and potential. If you don't get in early, then you just got to wait until it comes back down, hits the buffers a couple of times, all the sort of people sell without the hype, and it's forgotten about, and it bumps along the bottom. Then, as the company gets better and better and starts generating revenue, you get close to sort of breaking even, which they are. On 15 sites, they're going to be breaking even, That's where they won't have to go back to the market again. Now, they've had to go to the market twice.
You have to assess then what revenue it could generate. That's how you measure the value, isn't it? It could generate this amount of revenue, and based on a PE of whatever, and then try and work out whether it's overvalued in terms of a market cap.
Yeah, so EBITDA is pretty much 10 times in leisure, right? Revenue is about 5 times. If it's a growing leisure like this is, So you're talking about even, say, 3 times, 4 times revenue, even that is like 20 million. It's more double, because they're at 10 sites. They're doing a £500,000 site. That's 5 million. Times that by 3 even, it's 15 million. That's double. So that's not a big, and also their losses are coming down pretty much. Of course, not at the moment, because we don't know, they're not doing great business at the moment. But we're not thinking now. I think 6 months down the line, 12 months down the line, you won't. This share price won't be this cheap 6 months down the line. It's not by saying wait, because we're now at that inflection point. You can tell, because they've got 4 million in cash. That will last them 12 months. So, and basically, they won't have to report any more financials now until next May. So they've got, it's from now until next May until they report what they've been earning for the last year. But it'll be a lot higher then, because they'll have more operational things going on, more sites open, the lockdown will be lifted, and so every sentiment will be more positive. Right now, it's in the doldrums. So, now is the time to think, okay, buy now for 12 months' time, just hold it. They've got plenty of cash. Even if they're not doing any revenue, they've got plenty of cash to last 12 months. So let's see what they do in 12 months. And I guarantee, as much as, Steve is on what's it called, at Downing Street tonight, it'll be a lot higher.
Yeah.
C4X, eh?
It's rising, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it's going to get there.
First of all, I like companies with IP, right? They have a lot of IP, the IP could be worth a lot. But I got too fixed. Sometimes it's easy to write rules that make sense. It's hard to stick by them. There's a couple of rules that I had that I didn't even stick to with C4XD. One of the rules of my filters is, are they getting to that inflection point of breaking even sometime? No, they're not. Did they have enough cash? Not really. They had 1.6. They burned through so much cash, and they said last time, right? They raised money, didn't they? They said on the 7th of May, they said they raised 1.6 million, which is nothing for them. Before they were burning through a lot of cash, and they stated then at 15 pence hours, they said the net proceeds of the placing are expected to provide the company with at least 12 months working capital. I thought, and first of all, I read the same today, and I thought, hang on, or yesterday when I did the placing, I thought, hang on, that sentence reminds me of something. I looked back at my blog and it was there, and I looked it up. So they said now they've raised 15 million at 14 pence. So the net proceeds of the placing are expected to provide the company with at least 12 months working capital. They just copy and paste it from the last placing.
Yeah. I mean, not much of a discount, but a large dilution. So that's
double 80% of the stock, isn't it? Yeah, so
89, I think. Yeah, but I was fully underwater, so I've averaged down, and I need to get.
You have.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
They've raised 15 million quid, and yes, they do burn a lot. I enjoy having 1 or 2 punt stocks in my portfolio. Let's have a go. Well, now my break even's 29p. So,
In for a penny.
In for
29 pennies.
Exactly.
Well, do you know what? Yeah, no, see it. Do you know what? They got plenty. Listen, that is going to. If 1.6 million is going to last them a year, like I say, 15 million should last them plenty of time. But I mean, in that kind of industry, they do burn a lot of cash. Yeah. But what you said they'll have readout now next year. So there was me thinking the readout would be in December. That's next. So anyway, I'm out.
No, you sold out, have you?
Yeah. Do you know why? Because I thought, first and foremost, it doesn't fit.
You did that this week. She was in it last week, I'm sure, when you were on.
It was on today.
Today?
Yeah, sorry, today, yeah. No, so when that place was out, so plenty of volume went through, took money out.
But you weren't down that much, were you? Because you got out and got back in.
Well, I was about 20% down, 25% down. Okay. Yeah. Do you know what? Just at the end of the day, I've got emotion got to me, and I got in there thinking this could be a 200 bagger because the IP they've got, and it could, but it does not fit my strategy. And if something doesn't fit your strategy, then it's a punt. And I don't want to go do punts. I want to find stocks through a set of rules that I built up and that have evolved. And so, of course, it could do very well. Listen, they could announce a $100 million or $200 million deal tomorrow, and it could go through the roof. I don't care, though. I really don't care. I've got to find stocks the way I know how. And like I said, it is I don't know what's going on there. Part of me thinks they probably will do something big in the next. I don't know what I read the update, and I just wasn't that impressed. When I read that sentence, the net proceeds of the placing are expected to provide the company with at least 12 months working capital. I thought, hang on a sec, and I looked back. I thought that annoyed me there, and that just that tipped it for me.
Yeah,
right, I'm out.
The Indivior or whatever relationship and all of that is kind of pivotal, and I could see it. If something goes wrong there, then it will crash and burn, won't it? But and then they've still got 15 million quid to burn through. So, and they've obviously done a good job in convincing people to give them 15 million. So let's see. Like I say, to me, it's a punt. I've averaged down to kind of lower my my break even, and let's hope I don't live to regret it.
Well, the thing is, the most risky thing in small cap stocks is cash. You know, and once a company has cash, then that's the biggest risk taken away. That means they won't go bust. You know, and that's the biggest worry of all. Will a company go bust? That's your biggest risk, isn't it? That's the biggest risk of all time. So if you cover that off, that risk is covered off, then at least you got some breathing space there, and so it's fine. So yeah, they can. It'd be interesting to see who took part in the placing actually. But if you're getting holding stocks come out, but yeah. So
also, I don't know if you saw, but their chief exec Clive Dix is in the vaccine task force.
Oh really?
No.
What do you mean?
You should make a big deal of that.
What does he? What does he actually do?
He's sitting on the board. He actually
spends money.
Yeah, I think he's like deputy chairman, or something. He's got quite a big role in it, so that's quite good, isn't it?
Oh, he's deputy chair. So his chair is not as big as the chair, but his chair,
That's right.
his chair is next to the chair. The other ladies. Do you know what? I can't understand. Everyone's so like, you know, Professor John Tam. What's his name? Professor John Van Dam. Van Dam. What's his name? What's his name? What's his name? Van Dam. What's that guy? Sean Van Dam. John Van Dam.
Jim Van Dam.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's it. Steve with a flourish of the accent there. So Professor Jean-Claude Van Damme, right? Yeah. He said the other day, he said secretly, didn't he? He said there's a vaccine coming. It's going to be here with January, New Year. We'll have it done and dusted. And then Patrick Vallance came out and said, no, we're not done by then. No, we won't get it done until spring next year. I think no. First of all, Jean-Claude Van Damme is closer to it than you. And he's been chatting. He's been with after again. It'll be there. Even at that level, they're disagreeing with each other. You know, which is nuts, isn't it? It's ridiculous. Just keep it simple, guys. Vaccine will be here.
Depends which company they've invested in.
Yeah. Vallance is obviously invested in Pfizer.
Exactly.
Jean-Claude Van Damme is
in AstraZeneca. It's de-ramping. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he's ramping. It's quite simple.
No, but so but phase 1 trials are normally, like I said, you know, they're not massive. 2018. I'll show you now. Phase 1 trials, the chance of success are quite high. You know, so this one with Indivior should work. Who's breathing heavily? Get excited. All right, here we go. Phase 1, right? Testing of drug on healthy volunteers for dose ranging. Often subtherapeutic. Normally 20 to 130. Success rate 70% in phase 1. So it's
that doesn't sound great to me.
What?
That doesn't sound great to me.
Yeah, of course it's great, Steve. 7 out of 10 times you're going to win. You gamble that all day long. Most of the time you're going to play, betting horses. It's odds against. That means below 50%. So it's 3 to 1, which means basically. Three times you do it.
I think there is in general, I think there's a misunderstanding that a vaccine is works for everyone and every time, whereas that's never really the case, is it? It doesn't even need to. A vaccine can work at 40%, because all you're trying to do is limit the ability for the vaccine to travel through people. Yeah. So it doesn't need to be in everyone. It doesn't even need to work in everyone. Yeah. Some people it will mean you don't get it at all. In some people it will mean that you get a lesser version of the disease. That's...
Well, no, for example, they said that they'll be happy with 50-60%, of efficacy, because essentially, you imagine if 10 people, took the vaccine, it would work in 5 or 6 of them. That's good. That's why those people can't transmit it. Then it'll take it. So that's
all you need.
Yeah, that's all you need. So, but then they get better. But even that, I mean, there's a Guardian piece saying the vaccine won't be the be all and end all, and they kept saying that. But the thing is, and they could compare it to the flu. But the flu vaccine doesn't work on everyone either. And some years...
famously. It's useless most of the time.
Some years it doesn't work at all. But luckily, there's enough people now with, immunity, a little bit of immunity to it, so it's fine. But listen, so when you go for phase 1, for example, I'm talking about Indivior now and C4XD. So let's say you've got 100 people there, for example, and then they go through phase 1, 70 of them, be fine, it'll work on them. Go to phase 2 then, only 33%. Of that 70 goes through. So what's 33%? What's a third of 70? 20 odd.
21.
Yes. Yeah. And then phase 3, 21, only 25% of that 21. So what's a quarter of that? 5 people. So essentially, 4 or 5 people. So starting with 100, phase 1, only 3 to 5 get through. If it's oncology, apparently cancer's lower. But so there's a 3 to 5% chance of success goes through the entire clinical range, phase 1, 2, and 3. But phase 1 for Indivior and C4XD, there's a good chance they'll get through that at the first stage. So I'm assuming there's a milestone payment there, because there's milestone payments and royalties. So that'll be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
What stocks do you hold on the market?
Yep.
Yeah, we've all bought them.
I topped up on a bit of that today. I think they're doing very well. I just got, honestly, have you set up alerts on both Rightmove and Thing? I'm getting...
Rightmove just launched a new app. It's very good.
What do you mean launched a new one?
They've updated their app.
Oh, yeah, I've seen the website as well.
Filter?
They've gone with Plus, haven't they? Plus bedrooms.
I didn't notice what was different, to be honest.
Yeah, they've got
I just saw a thing saying...
They've copied on the market. They've gone with bedrooms plus.
They really had that.
Imagine if they did that. That'd be good.
They really had that.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, I noticed that. But yeah, listen, I'm getting... I think it's going to go very well on the market. Do you know what you should be getting into it, I think? I'm going to do a video on it, but we'll come back a bit. I think Symphony Environmental is a very good company. I haven't done, but it bolted up, didn't it? It went up 60% a while back, and it's come down a little bit, not a lot. But they're into sort of, antimicrobial and biodegradable plastics and all that stuff. Well, I think it's the way forward. Polarian's strong, isn't it? See, it never drops off. It won't drop off. It'll say, it'll fall back, drop off. It won't, though, because there's too much interest in the stock now. And all loose stock has been bought. That's what happens when loose stock... That's the trouble with, for example, when you get big sellers in a company and it keeps going down, disappoint, they need to raise money, you get more churn, more sellers, push the share price down, they have to raise money again, then more churn, more sellers, and then you get this level where the company, hopefully the business operationally, it's inflection point, and then people start getting interested, new people come in, investors, and they start going up, but the sellers, the churn has to go on for a while, sellers will still, stale bulls who've been up a lot higher, who've been buying a lot higher up, start selling anyway, and try and get out. So when you get a stock on the turnaround, it takes a while to get those stale bulls out and get the new money in and sticky money in. But Polarean for that now, new sticky money. Polarean.
From the stale bulls.
You get this new sticky money. Well, it gets almost like recycled. It's old,
It's sticky money from the stale bulls.
No, you won't get sticky money. The stale bulls have got old, slippy money. Pretty loose money. It falls out of the hands. Right. Then hopefully it'll fall into the hands, sticky hands of a long-term holder. So that's what you want, and then it'll start rising. But Polarean, for example, there's not a lot of stale bulls in there because this is a stock that's been rising and rising. That's why momentum builds. People just want to buy it. There's more buyers and sellers pretty much every day. A couple of days you get a couple of sellers taking profit, but mostly there's more buyers and sellers. That's why the share price pushes up. You know what I'm saying? Any things you've been looking at this week, boys? Anything that you think?
No, nothing else really.
Gfinity. I'm still interested. Do you realise that the Harry Redknapp is a shareholder of Gfinity?
Yes, that was pointed out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's not directly a shareholder, though, is he? Has he done it through a...
No, he is. His name's on the register, yeah. His name's on the register. So
I thought you were saying the week that he was on like a spreadsheet thing. What do you call it?
Spreadsheet, yeah, he's on a spreadsheet thing.
Everyone chucks some money in a...
No, but the spread betting platform, spread betting platforms are like, they're still share buying platforms, like your broker, same thing.
All right, so would you bought it directly? Or
yes, but you probably had someone saying, get into esports, Harry. Yeah, but I think it was a while back. I think maybe when the placing happened. I don't know when it was. I don't understand what's... I've got no experience really of what's going on here. You've got all these Form 8.3s coming through, explaining who's bought and all that stuff. Some big names on the register there, but I don't know how long they've been in there for. I don't know what's going on with Gfinity. I know something interesting is going to happen, I think. But, I think John's too clever. He knows his stuff to John, the CEO, John Clarkey. He knows what's going on. Hopefully he does. But
What does your magic graph say about Powerhouse at the moment, Justin?
You never leave that, do you, Pad? Why do you... He was obsessed with Power's energy. Why?
Obsessed.
Because every time it goes down to this sort of price, it then jumps up again the next week. Every time it gets to the price of March, it's going to jump up again.
Scale in then, because I think the hype... We're talking now, the hype, we missed that, Pad. You've got to realise, right? Unless you want... How much do you want on this? Because even, I don't know, the business model, I don't even know what it is. It's like those modular things.
They're putting tyres into porta cabins and it turns it into hydrogen.
Yeah, to put tyres in the porta cabins,
That's
turn
it.
it into
Like
gold. And into gold.
That's it. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah, but they're 50 million market cap, right? So, we missed the big rise on this. We missed it. We were too impatient. I got out. It went nuts. So, thematically, again, learning lessons. Thematically, I shall learn this. I should stuck with it. Hydrogen's the way forward, especially of late, when the government started saying stopping on fossil fuels. But, it's gone from 0.5 pence, half a pence, up to 4 pence. That's an 8-bagger. It's now at 2.5 pence. In fact, it's looking oversold. So the RSI is oversold. Last time it was there, it's been there for a while, actually. So last time it was there was back in December 2019. But don't automatically buy because it's oversold. You've got to wait until it sort of ticks back up a little bit and then grinds around. Because how much money they got then? There's a lot of hype around it 'cause it's risen. All stocks with, it's risen quickly. There's a lot of hype around. So people saying this will go another 10 bagger as well. There's always a lot of that because people, bought in. What money have they got? They got any money? They raised 5 million in September. What price was that then? 0.5 wasn't that, was it? No. I don't know. 2.5 pence. Okay, so there we are. So you are roundabout where we are now. That's not a bad thing to do, you see. There's some big investors there, or big-ish.
I think that's what Paddy was saying.
Yeah, 2.5 pence. I've raised money at this level, so you're joining those people, Pad. They're there, so it's not a bad place for you to start scaling in. But again, I have to look at it's just a lot of hype there. I don't understand what the business model is. I don't know how... those modular sort of gasification units they've got, they don't make that much money, do they? I don't know if they do. I looked at it once and I was quite disappointed with how much money they actually made.
There's a lot of spare car tyres around.
Yeah, I know that's... But
surely,
farms, there's just piles of them.
Surely, aside from the fact that it makes money, the fact that it could dispose of waste and turn it into energy, surely just getting rid of the waste is a valuable asset alone.
Yeah, but they get paid for that. No, exactly. Listen, I'm speaking to my neck here. Last time I remember seeing a projection of what one of those could earn. But it was more the hype of, like you said, didn't I? It was like alchemy. It's like, turning base metals into precious metals, into gold. Because taking waste and producing, no one wants the waste. It's clogging up our system, our landfill sites. No one wants it. To pay people to take it off you. And it's a bad thing for the environment. They take it, turn it into clean energy, which is phenomenal. You can't get better than that. It's like a magic trick.
Pretty good.
I know. So it's just that idea of doing that is phenomenal. And so, of course,
half a p.
Yeah. I bought it around about a penny-ish on there. I think penny or less. And I was talking, and then it went berserk. But there we are. But you always miss out. So
are they building any nuclear power stations anymore now, or is that kind of done with?
Do you want to invest?
They're still building lots of them.
They are they?
Yeah, there's a big one down in Somerset.
What do you think?
Building?
Oh, they pulled it, haven't they? Didn't they pull it?
No.
I thought.
Well, it's like...
Was that the one the Japanese were going to build?
Yeah. Chinese. Funded by, but built by French.
Well, it's a really, like in terms of green environmental power, it's really good. It's just got a bad name, but you need to have some of it because you can't rely on wind and sun.
If it goes wrong, I mean, you've seen.
If it goes wrong, it's horrendous. But the ones that have all gone wrong because of design faults in the way they were built. Yeah, the one in Japan was just ridiculous.
Yeah, and Chernobyl.
They put the backup generators under sea level, so when there was a tsunami, the water went onto the backup generators. They got covered in water. They stopped working. The whole thing heated up and blew up.
I'm very surprised the Japanese doing that. You're very surprised the Japanese.
Do that, you idiots.
No,
what if you put them really high and then they get struck by lightning?
But exactly. You've got to wrap him in. Well, the thing is, I'm quite surprised with the Japanese doing that. Japanese are normally quite sharp in that. They're not that stupid. They design. I think we should have a word with them. There's some guys quite disappointed with that. Very disappointed.
Yeah.
You Japanese.
And then Chernobyl, Jesus. I mean, that was just
idiocy,
wasn't it?
Oh right.
Well, it was also 35 years ago, or whatever it was. But yeah.
No. Did you see the TV show?
It was good. I watched it on a plane. Yeah, it was good, and it was very good. One of the things I didn't stop watching, and it was like you think Russian in the was it 80s? Was it 80s? Yeah. Russia in the 80s, nuclear trying to cut corners because of communism. That is never going to end well. Is it really trying to save money? No, you don't. You can't try and save money on nuclear power stations. You can't cut corners. You got to do it properly. And so
that's one of the rules of thumbs of life, isn't it?
Yeah, nuclear is a bit scary. But when they came up with the figures on that, it was nuts. When the guy said, "No, you can't go. If this happens, it'll contaminate us for 10,000 years." I said, "What? 10,000 years? Yeah." Oh, you've got to be kidding. No. And no, it is. Just trying to get your head around that. You know, we can't be doing that. But I think, I suppose that's the way it's about power, isn't it? So what else is there? Wind. Do you know Britain are the pioneers of wind in the world? I didn't realise that. We've got the biggest wind stations in the world. Top 5.
Yeah.
And why they don't take more advantage of hydro, because
there's wave and tidal. That's quite big. But Australia are big on the old hydroelectric.
Well, we've got one of the is it just around Wales maybe? We got one of the the highest to low. What's it called? The tide goes highest to lowest.
The highest low tidal ranges.
The Bristol Channel range, You can't invest in that, though, Steve. No, you can't invest in the tide.
No, you can't chuck your money in there.
What's the ticker?
Tide. No, it's Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide, wasn't it? You were invested in Crimson Tide, weren't you?
Yeah. Anyway, is there anything else we were talking about? Is there something else?
That's plenty, isn't it?
That's enough.
Yeah. Steve, let me just say one thing. Steve, are you locked down? What's going on with Wales?
From 6 o'clock on Friday, so probably when people hear this, I will be.
What you like to do after that? You like to go out?
So
it's the original. It's back to the original lockdown.
Old school. Yeah.
So you can go out for exercise. You can go and buy your foods, but other than that, you've got to stay at home.
It's your classic lockdown.
Yeah, classic.
Are they?
That's the problem. I don't think they are. Funny enough, just before I came on with a mate, she's like, "Anyone fancy coming around mine tomorrow night?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're not allowed." And he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it." And I was like,
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. That is the thing. Labour are saying, "Listen, do you know Keir Starmer? All he has to have a bit of common sense, moderate policies. He doesn't impress me at all. I watched him on Question Time. I think he's supposed to be a top class barrister. I'm really not impressed, and I think he's not even ordinary. He's less than that. You could really screw Boris Johnson if you wanted to, I think. Just keep coming at the same point. But they don't. And I think he's really poor.
There's no point though at the moment, is there?
He's trying to. He's trying to. And he's going for
He's trying to build a case. He's trying to do it very slowly because he knows.
No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Build a case over two. No, it isn't. He's going for this national lockdown. First of all, there isn't an appetite for it. I don't think there is. Because people realise it doesn't affect everyone. Why is it affecting why is it affecting people up north?
He's not doing it for. He's not suggesting that will actually happen. He's just putting.
He's playing politics now. He is. It's so obvious.
This is all part of building a case for the public inquiry. And
I don't want him defending me or prosecuting me or whatever he does because he's building an awful case. I'm reading a cracking book actually. Mickey Haller, worth reading. Michael Connolly. He's an excellent defence lawyer, but he builds a case. Keir Starmer has a clue.
There's no point in Labour being like so angry about all this now because no one can vote and change anything for 4 years. Like they've got to make the points. They've got to make them very clear. But then, unfortunately, they've just got to let these.
He doesn't make it clear. He doesn't make anything clear. Enough rope. He's just weak. He doesn't make it any point clear. He doesn't.
I agree with Paddy on this.
No, but he doesn't make anything clear. Are you impressed with Keir Starmer? I just think, do you know what? Going from a car crash that's been Jeremy Corbyn, all you need to do is turn up and just say a couple of words and then mumble a couple of one-syllable words. You do well. Keir Starmer is not that impressive. I think everybody's a high-class barrister, and he's not. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm used to science fiction. Fiction.
He's best of a bad bunch, isn't he?
I think he's pretty good.
I think he's pretty good.
He's not bad. Why is he good? He's not. He's fake.
3 people disagreeing with you here.
Exactly. And do you know what? He's absolutely fake. And that is exactly why I know I'm right. He's absolutely fake. He's fake. And if you can't see that...
Why is he fake?
Why do you love Boris so much, Justin?
I don't. I hate Boris now. I'm not
now?
Change my... No. When I first saw Boris, he's got a bit of character, a personality, a nice change from the boring idiots we normally get. Yeah. Maybe he'll come up with some refreshing ideas, but he's shown he's good in good times, Boris. But now he's in hard times.
Have you taken that portrait of him down off your living room wall?
I'll take that down when Paddy takes Nicola Sturgeon down. But listen,
who are you taking down?
Listen, I'm prepared to vote for Labour just because I don't want. Listen, because of the mess the government have made, and do you know what? Because of Dominic Cummings, basically, they have to hold them to account for that. He lied. We all knew he lied, and they protected him and didn't even sack him. To me, right, we've got to vote for somebody else apart from the Conservatives just because of that, you know. And so I just want someone who's half decent. And Keir Starmer does not impress me. He's fake, and he's not clear what he's doing. Just get on with it, man. Boring, really is boring.
What can he get on with? He can't get on with it.
Right.
Do you know what? The thing is, you haven't seen a good politician. Once you see a good politician, then
I saw what's his face, the mayor of Manchester this week. That made me well up. That was so incredible to see someone talking from the heart, talking about the people who have been left behind.
I like Danny Burnham, and he had the sort of feeling, the sentiment of the nation a little bit there. But then when you look at it now, I think you're also playing around for 5 million. The government should have been doing that, but you didn't want to accept 60 million when you should. You know, you went up to 65, didn't want to accept 60. What? So he's happy to go to 20. I don't understand that. And
well, it was politics, wasn't it? Just being petty.
That was absolutely nonsense on both sides.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
And let's be honest. Burnham, right? He's got ambitions himself to be a Labour leader. He wanted to be a Labour leader, so he knows by doing that he's grandstanding a bit and he's raising his profile.
It's all politics, isn't it? Absolutely. I heard that Keir Starmer invested in Escape Hunt.
He wouldn't have a clue. Do you know what? Honestly,
he loves escape rooms.
He does. I heard he's a big fan.
Do you know what? I'm surprised he was a barrister. Actually, I just thought he'd be like a civil servant, something like that, because he doesn't have anything special at all.
He was the Attorney General, wasn't he?
I know. I'm surprised with that. Do you know what? It gives us all hopes, doesn't it? As someone so ordinary can do so well.
I think you're misreading the room here.
Yeah,
I think he's pretty popular at the moment. He's in the lead in the polls.
It doesn't take a lot. You've got a government there who've done everything wrong. Everything. Yeah. And even I listen, people want to vote.
His opinion rating is pretty high.
I know. Do you not understand why that is, Pat? Because people don't want to vote Conservative. It's not like it's the same. It's the opposite of what
he's doing exactly what he needs to do at the moment.
It's the exact opposite of what happened to Corbyn.
He just needs to be normal.
No, it's exactly.
If there was an election tomorrow, who would you vote for, Justin?
I wouldn't. Yeah, well, I wouldn't vote for Conservative. So I'm saying I wouldn't vote for Corbyn. But that's the same thing, you know. So the only next selection is Keir Starmer and Labour. But who else are going to vote for us? Sturgeon? No. But who else is out there? There's only two parties.
How many more times? She's not an MP.
I know, she's a First Lady.
But anyway, you wouldn't be voting for Keir Starmer, but as a party, who would you want to see in power of what we've got available?
Do you know what? Well, what we kept insisting on a national lockdown, I think, don't mean stupid, you fool. And I thought I would vote for you if you didn't be too stupid. A national lockdown.
I don't think he's actually suggesting that happens.
He is. He keeps saying he is.
I know he's saying those words, but he's not actually suggesting that actually happens.
So he's playing politics then.
Yeah, but
well, he shouldn't. I want a politician who goes up there and just says, "Honest, please, be honest. Tell us what you think." That's all I want. And then I may not agree with it, but at least you stand for. At least you'll stand for what you believe in. You know.
It's never going to happen.
And rather than playing
all tactical.
Politics. Yeah. It's so annoying, isn't it? Just exactly. Do you know, it comes.
Well, you're getting quite annoyed. Yeah, the rest of us aren't.
But when you realise,
okay, see you later.
Hang on, your time.
Hang on a second. You're gone.
Echo chamber.
But it's that thing, there, isn't it? That old quote: the very people who want to be politicians, shouldn't be politicians. Those things, you shouldn't. They're insane if they want to do that. Paddy, you love politics. Why do you go into it?
Yeah, I've been thinking about it.
I'd vote for you, Pad.
Thanks, mate.
Well, hang on a sec.
I'd have to move to your constituency, but okay.
You don't see his politics. You know what his politics are yet. There's policies. You can't just
say party. Just create a new party, Pad.
Yeah. Don't be a dick.
Pad.
Yeah.
Party.
Start off for that.
Don't be a dick party.
We'll get into it, Pad. Start it. Just go for it. Then and just
very simple. Just treat people with respect.
Yes, and be honest. Treat people with respect. And that's it. Do you know what? The golden rule is that treat others as you'd like to be treated. And that's your main policy. That would be perfect.
I saw that no one picked up on my idea on the WhatsApp group of boo Boris. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock, and everyone stand on their doorstep and boo loudly across the country. I think that would be a vote of unconfidence in the government.
Start the movement. Paddy, Paddy's joining you already.
Yeah, right. Let's get out there. 8 o'clock Thursday night.
You get the Sky News. Get Sky News round us, you two. Boo.
That's 10 minutes, Pete.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right, so that's a good start. Anyway, there we are. And that's it, boys. Have a nice weekend. And
See you later. Love you. Bye.
hopefully, if we don't,
Bye.
if we're still here, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Speak to you next week.
The Weekend Podcast on Vox Markets with Justin, Peter, and Steve. Nothing in this podcast is intended as investment advice, and the people in this podcast may hold positions in the stocks they talk about. Do not buy anything based solely on a tip or recommendation. Please do your own research.